Well, the new beginning in Hiroshima on both days are over, but we're going to review, talk, and discuss who won the respected matches on both days, and we'll see if there's been any title changes on both days. All of this is coming up on this episode of the Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that is pro wrestling from AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I'm your host J-Rod here. So today is a double review on the new beginning in Hiroshima by New Japan Pro Wrestling. So let's start with day one, which is February 10th. First match, it was the Young Lions, Yuya Uemura, Gabriel Kidd, and Yota Tsuji taking on taking on three members of Suzuki-gun, Minoru Suzuki, El Desperado, and of course Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Now, as you know, I mentioned many times over, Yuya Uemura has a death wish. Now, this is where we're kind of seeing the Young Lions are making a statement. There have been many times where Yuya Uemura is crazy enough to be the guy to take on Minoru Suzuki. Wasn't enough to stop him or punch him hard. The answer to that, none of the above. Minoru Suzuki and the rest of Suzuki-gun are victorious on this match. So, sorry, Young Lions. You were good, but not good enough with these guys. Next match, this was a grudge match that was set at New Year's Dash. We have LIJ's Bushi taking on the up-and-comer and new star in New Japan, Master Wato. Now, Bushi wanted this match to happen. Wato doesn't mind because he believes whatever match he's in, it will take him to become the Grand Master. It was a good match, don't get me wrong. I mean, I like Master Wato and Bushi, but it was a good match. And of course, Tenzan was there to support Wato after his big disappointing loss against the Great Okan. But being as the mentor and coach that he is for Wato, he did a good job. But however, it wasn't enough to defeat Bushi. So Bushi won this match. Next match is a 10-man elimination match between Bullet Club members El Phantasmo, Taiji Shimuri, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil. Am I missing someone? Oh yeah, and Jay White, I forgot. Yeah. And Jay White taking on Chaos members Tomohiro Ishii, Yoshihashi, Toru Yano, and Kaguchika Okada. Now, you all know there's been reasons why these guys are in it. Jay White wants a piece of Tomohiro Ishii and the rest of the six-man tag team the never open weight six-man tag team champions. Okada wants a piece of Evil, so that's kind of like a mixed match. But it was a really intense match. But however, Bullet Club had the numbers game. Jay White had Geto by his side, Evil, the spoiler, Dick Togo. But somehow they were able to win this elimination match. But this feud between certain people within this match is far from over. As I mentioned, Tomohiro Ishii wants payback against Jay White for what he did to him. But of course, Okada wants to fight Evil. Evil's been ducking him ever since then. So we'll see how that goes with that. Next match is a preview for tomorrow between we have LIJ members Tetsuya Naito and Sanada taking on Tomoaki Honma and Kota Ibushi. Now, tomorrow, the following day, that's when Kota Ibushi will put his double championship on the line against Sanada. But this was a very interesting match. I wasn't like, it kind of showed, okay, we'll see what happens. Does Sanada has what it takes to defeat Kota Ibushi on the 11th? Well, we'll see what happens the following, but it was a very interesting match. I did like it. So, but however, it was LIJ who won this one. Now, the next one is a championship match we have for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions between the former Tag Team Champions, Dangerous Tekkers, consistent of Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr., along with Doiki, taking on GOD's Tamatanga, Tangaloa, along with Yado. Now, Doiki was able to remove Yado, but apparently Tamatanga once again with his mind games on Taichi. Now, ever since Tama used the Iron Finger and took it, Taichi's been helpless, knowing that he wants it back. And Zack Sabre Jr., who believes that God are a bunch of dickheads who didn't deserve to become champions because they're a bunch of losers, losing the title 6 times. Well, I don't see that as a problem, but this also was a test in certain ways. What happened is, as soon as this match was sort of losing its favor, Yado comes in with the Iron Finger. Now, Taichi was happy to grab it, but however, it cost him the titles. Basically, he actually, the referee saw what he did. He took out the referee. He nearly took out Kanemaru, who's on commentary, costing him the IWGP. Basically, from what it's seeing, it looks like the Iron Finger is possessed. I thought it was a very fantastic story. I mean, with Tamatanga playing all these mind games with Taichi, and Taichi feeling like he's helpless. But however, him losing control, that's like a very interesting. However, what happened is, as soon as the match ended in disqualification, allowing God to retain the titles, Zack Sabre Jr. was able to calm Taichi and have Kanemaru remove the Iron Fingers. And basically, he lost control. However, in the post-match interview, Zack Sabre Jr. was saying, you bunch of dickheads, you got what you deserve. Basically, he's well aware that he lost the tag team titles. He thinks that, it's their fault that they cheat. I'm like, no, dude. Taichi cost you the titles because he was obsessed with that Iron Glove. And then right after, here comes the God. Tangaloa made a fantastic point. He's kind of said, what the hell are you fighting for, Taichi? We're here for these titles, not a glove. So basically, he's saying he was arrogant, naive, for over his possession to get the glove rather than the titles. So basically, and as for Tama, he's still hearing things, like he hasn't been hit that long with the Iron Fingers, but he seems disoriented. Now we get to the main event, which is for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship between Hiromu Takahashi and Sho. This was a match I enjoyed. Now, for me, I was hoping Sho would win it because let's bring out this facts. He and Yo have been one of the best junior heavyweight tag team champions ever since they first won the first time, and I feel like they should allow him to obtain this title because it's time for Show to shine. Not only he's not have him step away as a tag team competitor, but to obtain a title that he deserves. And it was a really good match. But however, it it ended with Hiromu retaining the title. Now, what Hiromu actually retaining the title, during commentary, he had a visitor. Kevin Kelly had a visitor with the most controversial person in the Bullet Club, Phantasmo. He uses the opportunity to attack Hiromu. Here comes Bushi to the rescue, and then here comes Taiji Shimuri. Now, El Phantasmo finally make his shot. He claims that the officials of the New Japan were a bunch of arrogants. Like he believes that they handed him over to give him that title, and he's sick of it. He feels he earned it. But Hiromu was a very devious, genius guy. He's saying, okay, you want my title. How about this? You and Taichi Shimuri put your IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles on the line against us. So basically, it's like a fair trade. So it's like, why not? So it looks like we're going to see this match happen. So let's move on right now with day 2 of New Beginning Hiroshima on the 11th of February. Okay, so we got day 2 of the New Beginning Hiroshima on the 11th of February. So let's start out with the first match. We have, once again, the Young Lions, Umura, Kid, and Tsuji, taking on Suzuki-gun members, which this time is Doiki, Zack Sabre Jr., and Taichi. Now, this match was a very interesting one because the thing is, Young Lions are now proving themselves to be tough, and however, there was still not enough. Zack Sabre Jr. was able to put Gabriel Kidd in an arm lock, which is a very familiarized submission move, so you probably can guess that it wasn't enough to stop him, but it did. Gabriel Kidd tapped out, and Young Lions did okay. So that's how it is in the first opening match. Next match, we got the other members of Suzuki-gun. Minoru Suzuki, El Desperado, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru taking on Master Wato, Tomoaki Honma, and Sho. This was another interesting matchup. Now, if you guys know this or not, there have been a bit of a rivalry between Master Wato and Kanemaru. And I didn't expect this somehow was going to pick up sooner or later, but it did. I'm not sure if that was the idea. But Master Wato was able to submit Kanemaru, was able to won the match by, I don't remember, he pinned, I think he might have pinned Kanemaru or submitted him on him, but it was so insane. Now, Kanemaru had his issues towards Wato in the past. Reason he had his issues with him was because he thinks he's a newcomer, he doesn't belong to being in New Japan. Well, we'll see what happens. Next match is Bullet Club members El Phantasmo, Taiji Shimuri, Yujiro and Yujiro Takahashi taking on LIJ's Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Tetsuya Naito. As you know, Ishimori and El Phantasmo have to put their titles on the line against Hiromu and Bushi down the line. We don't know when that will be. I'm hoping in Castle Attack. So it was gonna be a very a very interesting matchup. Now, I was surprised how this ended. While the former junior heavyweight tag team champions Bush and Hiromu were keeping Phantasmo and Ishimori busy. It was Naito who pulled up the Destino on his former partner, Yujiro Takahashi. But it was a good match. So, once again, Yujiro Takahashi picked up the victory. Now, this next match was so insane. It was originally a tag team match between Bullet Club members Dick Togo and Evil against Chaos members Toru Yano and Kazuchika Okada. Now, for a long time, Okada has been trying to get Evil in the match against him to right a wrong that took place last year. But Evil has no interest in that. But however, this match ended in a double countout. And out of nowhere, Okada just decided to attack Evil while he's walking away with the chair. It turned into a one-on-one match. But however, once again, Dick Togo interfered. DQ'd the match. Yano tried to help, but it wasn't enough. But however, it appears we may get the match that Okada has been asking for a long time. So Evil finally gave in. Yep. So we'll see. I think it might take place in Castle Attack, but we'll just wait and see when we get there. Now we got a championship match. This one is for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles. Now, we all know if you know how the story began, it began with Jay White. We all assume he left because A, he did not win the G1. B, he thought by beating Kota Ibushi he'll get what he wants. C, he thought he was going to win both titles on Wrestle Kingdom, but he lost his way. But however, no word was coming up about Jay White's what's gonna happen. Now there were indications he was gonna leave, but he showed up out of the blue and attacked Tomohiro Ishii. Now, for some of you will say, why did he need to attack him? Two reasons. One, to right a wrong that took place in G1. It was Tomohiro Ishii who defeated Jay White, not allowing him to advance. That gave him the desperation to fight Kota Ibushi for the title. And two, it was, of course, again, Tomohiro Ishii who pinned Jay White in New Year's Dash. So basically, in a perspective way, Jay White, it was trying to right a wrong. So what better way to target not only Tomohiro Ishii, but to strip him of the titles of the never openweight 6-man titles that he, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi has. So Jay White teamed up with the Guerrillas of Destiny since they are the current IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. But the match was so unbelievably good. But I feel like the story kind of involves mostly, once again, to who was the underdog, and now he's the guy who is making a name for himself. I'm talking about Yoshihashi. Yoshihashi pinned Tanga Loa, allowing him and Goto, asking them that he wants both the Guerrillas of Destiny to put the IWGP titles on the line. Now, however, in the post-match interview, they don't get their demands, but however, they'll give it to them since they were pissed off for two reasons. The way they lost, and two, they don't make the demands for a title shot. That's the reason. Now we get to the main event. This one is for the double championship between Sanada and the god himself, Kota Ibushi. This was a fantastic match. Now, the way I see it, this one was more of a trying to apply ground or grappling or submission moves. Something that maybe you guys here in the United States are familiarized. and it was a fantastic match. I was so impressed how this one went. I'm like, wow. And of course, that's when the hesitation to me comes in. I wasn't sure who was going to win. But however, I kind of feel the way it ended kind of makes sense because of what's coming. If you must know, Kota Ibushi retained the titles. But however, he had an unexpected visitor. And that visitor was the former champion himself, Tetsuya Naito. Now, you can try to guess that he wanted to challenge Kota Ibushi for the titles again. But however, that wasn't the case. He made a decision, a very unusual decision. His decision was to fight Kota Ibushi for one of the titles. Now, that's when it kind of hit me in the head. I'm like, interesting. But the real question was, now the back of my head was telling me he's going to go for the IWGP heavyweight title. But to my surprise, he chose Intercontinental Championship. And I'm like thinking, wait a minute, why did he want that title? Because if you guys know Tetsuya Naito's history with that title kind of overshot him years ago when they made that title the main event instead of the IWGP Heavyweight title years ago. But the real question was why Naito wanted to challenge him for this. Why did he chose the Intercontinental Championship? Until he made the reasons why. As you know, recently Kota Ibushi said he wants to unify both titles. And Tetsuya Naito was against it. Now you probably say, wait a minute, why is he against it? It makes perfect sense why. If you guys want to recall, let's go back to 2019. It was Kota Ibushi who envisioned the idea of having double championship, having both the IWGP Intercontinental Championship and the Heavyweight Championship together, holding them both. And he did that when he won in Wrestle Kingdom 14 against Kazuchika Okada. It became the most important thing that took place. And then we saw Evil winning for those titles and then Naito bringing them back. But now that Kota Ibushi's talking about unifying the titles, Naito felt, I can't have that. So that's the reason he challenged him. He's trying to stop Kota Ibushi from making this terrible mistake. I mean, I have to say, I like how this story is going. You have one guy who envisioned a double championship, and now you got one guy who's envisioning uniting two titles into one. I have to say, I like how the story is going. I mean, I hope you guys do. And I can't wait to see where they're going to go with it. So I think that's it right now for all of you. Hope you guys enjoyed me reviewing New Beginnings. The next episode will cover Ring of Honor, MLW, NXT UK, 205 Live, and of course, New Japan Strong. So I must bid all of you guys adieu. So goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang!